All right, hello and welcome to this NAGA matchup of the Raleigh Royals at the Albuquerque River Monsters. Obviously, as you see here, the lineup for the running back, wide receiver, and then, of course, obviously the quarterback. Let's go ahead and take a look at the expert picks. Albuquerque with an overwhelming 73% chance of winning based on the simulations. With Danny being the lone analyst taking the Raleigh Royals, Joe, Dave, and James all taking the Albuquerque River Monsters in a massive blowout win for all of them. So we'll see how this goes as we head on into the game. Now, for today's matchup, there needs to be a notice for these quarterbacks, kickers, and punters. There is heavy wind in today's matchup, so this will, of course, impact the game and how, of course, these results are made. With this opening kickoff probably being the first to be affected. It's Nate Gilroy. Doesn't care too much for the wind, and he will boot that into the end zone as we go ahead and get this game started now. Of course, as you understand, the Albuquerque River Monsters boast one of the most unique stadium designs and, of course, obviously turf designs in the league. With the red canvassing not only the field, but the exterior parts, as B.J. Austin gets his first reception for a gain of 10 yards right off the bat. Automatic first down right there. As the Raleigh Royals were trying to disguise their coverage, dropping their high safeties down low, bringing their cornerbacks up high, but of course, amidst all of that deception, the easiest pass was right there as B.J. Austin is taken down. Loss of 3 by Gainey. That'll be a TFL. Keontae Porter now in for Mr. Austin. 2nd and 13. Man is motioned to the inside. Back to pass is Hadley. Hadley has all time throwing to Reed. Reed double covered. Able to catch that for a gain of 33, and Austin comes back in. Bringing Hadley now 2 for 2 for 43 yards. Apologies. So he pitches it out to Austin. Austin with some blockers off to the left. Gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 2. The D lineman Grubbs does have a leg injury, but he will be expected to return. So we will go ahead and pull up some of that depth as we look over. As Hadley back to pass, has all day, going to dump it off to Porter. Porter unable to break the tackle. That'll be a loss of 5. That is Dodson with the TFL, so it'll be 3rd and 7. DeMarcus Grubbs, the starting defensive tackle. Elijah Anderson and Jaquan Bates will fill that role now. Hadley back to pass, launching it. Ooh, almost had it. B.J. Austin subs back in, and this will be a field goal attempt. Shaving almost 2.5 minutes off of the clock. Very impressive for this ABQ offense. Clifford kicks a 49-yarder, and it is good. So that'll put the Monsters ahead of the Royals. And of course, we're going to take a look at some of these statistics, but before we do, obviously we got to take a look at the standings. As Marcellus Walker with the return evades the first tackle before he gets absolutely walloped. Raleigh Royals lead their division in the Southeast 4-1. Memphis trailing 3-2, tied with Orlando. Meanwhile, the Albuquerque River Monsters are 1-4, so they desperately need this victory if they are to try an attempt at the playoffs this year. Meanwhile, the Raleigh Royals is going to motion number 82 out to the far left. Segal back to pass, pressured as he throws, still caught by Gladney, the man that was in motion earlier. That'll be an automatic first down for a gain of 40 yards. My goodness. Segal back under center. In the backfield is Colvin. He's going to hand off to Colvin this time, but 99 going to get the TFL. That is Donald. That is a loss of 3. 2nd and 13. So now the fullback off to the right. Colvin in the back. Pitch out to Colvin on the left, but again taken down as soon as he gets the ball. Gain of 2. Bond will now come in. This will be 3rd and 10 now. George Colvin finishing that series. At least until they get that first down. on 2 rushes with -1 yards. Seagal back to pass, probably their only way, and he threw it into the dirt. Too early for Colvin. And that'll be a 4th down. This could be a kick, and it is. And here we go. The heavy wind could push this. Gilroy, and that's good. Oh my goodness. The wind helped. 58-yarder. And Gilroy tying up the series 3-3. It's almost as if there was no wind, he potentially would have missed that kick. I think that's possibly the most interesting one. I suppose if you want to be sure, you overcorrect drastically. Don't expect Gilroy to miss many more kicks after this, if at all any. As ABQ, once again, taking the field. Hadley under center is going to hand it off to Austin. Austin with some blockers, gain of a 1st down again. That'll be 11 yards on that play. We'll move on over to some of the statistics. As Hadley back to pass, 4-man rush. He has all day, and he threw way too wide left. And their fullback, Schramm, has a leg injury, so he'll be expected to return. But this might muddy some things up, as now Porter is going to be the fullback. So this could potentially screw with some of the depth chart alignments, as Lonnie Reed gain of 6 yards here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this ABQ running back room. And unfortunately for them, they've only got Deontay Newman behind. As Hadley, oh my goodness, in a situation there, gain of 6 yards by Austin. Pressured out of the pocket, throwing while he's on the move. 5 of 7 for 50 yards. So Deontay Newman, 2-year veteran, will be replacing Keontae Porter. BJ Austin off to the left, charging forward, gain of 12 again. 1st and 10. Deontay Newman now coming in for his first touches of the game. B.J. Austin, 4 of 28, 2 receptions, 16 yards on 3 targets. As Hadley will motion, the tight end out to the left, pitches to Newman. Newman with a singular block, and he gets forward for a gain of 8. That is Keontae Porter with that block. And now Austin will sub back in. It is 2nd and 2. And now they're over 2 minutes on this drive, and Austin straight up the middle for an obvious 1st down, gain of 7 there. And Newman will sub back in. Keontae Porter, the rookie running back, drafted in this draft, getting a bit of a unique situation. It was a 4th round, season 4, 2nd round pick, 38th overall. Newman, loss of 2. Austin will sub back in. Grubbs now is back. So that'll definitely help out the Raleigh Royals defensive line after they've been gashed for 36 yards. 38 if you don't count the last attempt. As Hadley back to pass, 4-man rush. He's got all day. He's going to loft it to the left. Ooh, number 25, unable to come down with it. That is Porter on the fullback out route. That would have been an interesting one. Interesting enough, he's actually better statistically than the fullback, and yet he still wound up looking like a fullback out there. 3rd and 12, Hadley back to pass, 4-man rush again, wide open, and oh my goodness, Austin with the drop. 4th and 12, and this will be a field goal. Brennan Hadley slowly approaching that 50% mark. This Clifford is not going to be good, no good. So now that drive ends in disaster for the River Monsters. And the Raleigh Royals, of course, now will take over with plenty of room to spare. 2 yards ahead of a normal kickoff return. Oh my goodness, Seagal getting in the block game for no reason as Colvin catches a swing pass out to the right. Seagal is one heck of a player there. Throwing a block up for no reason. As soon as he throws that pass, that's definitely why he's going to potentially get injured in the future again. Loss of 4 yards. He's got that Anthony Richardson to him, putting his body on the line. It's going to open up a lot more injury potential as Creed Donald shows up for a TFL. And over to the left, deflected down. George Colvin subbing back in. This will be a punt, so ABQ is able to stand the test of that drive. As the punt is away. Haywood with the return. Hadley hands off to Austin. Austin trudging forward for a gain of 3. Hadley hands off to Austin again. Nice hurdle and a gain of a first down. The defender didn't know what was going on there. Keontae Porter now subs back in. First and 10 here, subbing, or not subbing, but motioning the man to the inside. Fakes the handoff. Hadley, oh, he does not get it off in time. It's going to be 2nd and 20. This drive could be over for Albuquerque if they do not get a deep pass off now. Hadley, back to pass. Man in his face. He's got a wide open man. Oh, my goodness. Adrian Cunningham had all the space. Just needed to throw the ball a little bit more ahead. Go. Hadley once again trying to layer it, but failed. 4th and 20. This will be a punt now. Lohman with the punt. At the 25, Holyfield, the man who's made of glass yet survives and outlasts the most durable men in the league. That will always puzzle me. As Raleigh sets up at the 30-yard line. This is a chance for them to go ahead and take the lead. Fullback handoff to Cannon, spin move. Oh my goodness, I think that was number 7 who had the ball in his hands, and Colvin stripped it away at the last second. Into the first quarter. A very close play there, forcing the fumble and able to regain the fumble. Definitely a opportunistic Colvin there. As pitch out to Colvin. Colvin going for the first down. Unable. Number 21 drags him down. 3rd and 2. As Raleigh just needs 2 more yards to continue this drive. It's the handoff to Colvin, and he'll easily potentially get it. Gain of 3, they'll mark him ahead. Chris Bond now subbing in. And this 1st and 10 could definitely be a run play. So we'll see where Bond goes. He goes off to the right with his lead tackler. Trips up, falls at gain of 4. And unfortunately for Albuquerque, Robinson, number 0, has a leg injury, but he will be expected to return. So now Raleigh is going to hand off to Colvin. Colvin trying his best, only gain of 3 after all that effort. Chris Bond now subbing back in. As Bond, oh my goodness, evades the TFL, gain of 4 yards, continues the drive. Had him in the backfield and simply could not bring him down. Seagal back to pass, 2 defenders in his face, lobbing it, 87, unable to come down with it. George Colvin now subbing back in for Chris Bond. That's kind of the play that you expect from Seagal. Deep passes down the middle to his tight end Goforth. Especially when the defense is attempting to stop the run so badly. Seagal off to the right again to Gladney. Oh, he's unable to pull it up before he gets out of bounds. Only a gain of 2, could have been a potential gain of 6. Hike. Oh my goodness, Cannon taken down, gain of 2. There is a flag, however, and it's holding against the offense, but of course Albuquerque will take that penalty. James Seagal 4 for 7 of 52 yards. And Gilroy is good, 62-yarder. And of course, if anyone wondering why I wasn't shocked by that, it's because this is the Raleigh Royals, and 99 kick power, or at least I believe that is 99 kick power, is capable of kicking up to 70 yards, I believe. It's go ahead and check that one out real quick. Nate Gilroy. I know he has a 99 and something. He has 99 kick accuracy. Sorry, 90 kick power. So Albuquerque now taking the ball again. Austin with loads of blockers as he leans forward for a gain of 7. Pulling left guard. Interesting. Hadley hands off to Austin. Austin, oh my goodness, I have no clue what happened there. Grubbs coming back from the injury just a couple drives ago, making his second tackle of the day. It's Hadley back to pass, 4-man rush, wide open as Combs, 11-yard gain. Nobody was on him. 1st and 10, continuing this drive now. Austin in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the right, no tight ends. Austin outrunning his blockers, charging, gain of 11. Keontae Porter subbing in for Mr. B.J. Austin. Heavy set to the right, and he will run to the right. Porter, gain of 15 yards. 1st and 10. If anyone is watching this game and you're wondering how must I beat the Raleigh Royals, it seems like defensively all you need to do is get that run game going. Hadley back to pass, pressured by a linebacker. Porter charging forward, gain of 10 yards, but it's going to be 2nd and inches. It's B.J. Austin now subs back in. And number 40, at some point while I was looking at some of the rosters, Austin, gain of 1st down, did return. So there is good logic in that the fullback will return to their normal position. And now Porter is in for Austin. Heavy set to the left, tight end on the left, 2 wide receivers to the right, but they will motion number 5 to the left. That brought a couple defenders that way, but Porter did not break to the outside, so it's only a gain of 5. Now B.J. Austin will sub back in. This is the closest they've gotten to the touchdown, to an end zone, to 7 points. So we'll see if they can capitalize here. 2nd and 5. Heavy set at the front for both tight ends here, it looks like. Hadley to the left side. Oh, my goodness. And, of course, they drop it. Who else but Adrian Cunningham, targeted at least twice and has missed both his catches today. Very unfortunate. Hadley fakes the play action. Austin unable to get it. Only a gain of 1. It'll be 4th down. That's a field goal. If Adrian Cunningham simply had better catching, he potentially could have got the first touchdown of the day. Clifford for his 3rd field goal of the day. This one is good. 32-yarder. So he'll notch a field goal under his belt. And this game is all tied up. Raleigh's offense is categorized as a C+, borderline B grade by some of the owners and coaches around the league. Is Walker with the evasion there, shy of the 20-yard line. They give him the 19. So the interesting part of this is not that they're tied with ABQ. The interesting part is that ABQ has been unable to score on Raleigh's defense. 6 points for Raleigh is understandable, but 6 points for ABQ is a bit confusing here. Just Colvin, I don't know what's going on there. A gain of 14, though. 1st down for him. A lot of the parts for this offense and the Albuquerque River Monsters is to buff up the run game and then, of course, use play action and Hadley down the middle. Seagal back to pass, 4-man rush, defender in his face. Redmond left all alone, gain of 13 yards. I don't know what the defender was doing there. Of course, he's mocking the defensive linemen and linebackers and defensive backs with the deer in headlights pose. Flanked by the fullback running back. There is no pass. Seagal's going to loft it to the left. That is swatted down. That'll be 2nd and 10. It's James Seagal, 5 for 9, 65 yards. 2nd and 10. He's going to motion the tight end out to the left. That is Goforth. Going to hand off to Colvin. Colvin approached by 2 defenders and tackled. 2nd down, now 3rd and 7. second quarter. 2 minutes and 14 seconds remain. Albuquerque wanting to get as much time as they can. Play action, launches it before he gets hit, and Redmond able to catch that one. Mr. Jewell, leg injury, is not expected to return, though. That'll be the 2-minute warning there. As that is Aaron Jewell. That is their right tackle. So number 64 now will take place, and that is their left guard backup, Ryan W. Davis. 24-year-old, second-year vet. Colvin charging, gain of 8 yards. Davis is more known for his pass block, as that was almost picked off. Very close there. Meanwhile, Aaron Jewell, one of the best offensive linemen for the Raleigh Royals. So a steep drop-off here. As Colvin, oh my goodness, with the spin move, but continue to try to go back inside, and Robinson with the TFL. So now they'll be forced to kick a field goal. It'll be 9-6, pending this field goal. With 99 accuracy, though, he should be able to make this one. And he does. 37-yard field goal, notched. So Nate Gilroy, slowly but surely, going to effectively be getting a lot more kick power, as he will boot this one out of bounds. And Albuquerque will take over with 1 minute and just under 30 seconds. I'd like to say through all of that, I do think there is potential for a interception, but what would I know? Go. As Hadley back. I had to find out who that was. Let's find out. I think that was the fullback. Let's look that up. Alex Schramm is number 40, but that looked like an 80, and Schramm now will get the handoff. So some of the logic here is very interesting, because during a 2-minute warning for Axis football, as everyone knows, obviously, you pass, and then you run. The funny part about this, as Hollyfield will stop at the 33, is that for some reason the AI will decide to run on the 3rd down. And if you have a fullback play involved, they will look at 3rd and 10, because you didn't get anything there, as that pass is intercepted by Haywood. So I guess they'll get a redemption arc on that one. If you have blitzes, if you have like all engage 8 type of packages, the AI doesn't know what to do with themselves, as Cunningham charges forward for a gain of 19. So, for instance, you'll see like teams like Memphis, Virginia Beach, and I think OKC with blitz packages on 1st down, I believe, unless they've changed their play calling recently. They will blitz on the 2-minute warning, and if you're lucky, they're fast enough, as Hadley launches that dropped. They will get there, and they will stop the pass. However, if you're not fast enough, what will happen is it will look like the 2008 Patriots driving down the field and being able to dice up the defense, because nobody's there to stop anybody. Austin charging forward, gain of 14 yards. Timeout, defensive line, Vaughn. So now I want to find out where on the depth chart he'll be replaced, as we go ahead and wait for this 1st down drive at the 2. Hadley back to pass, and that's an easy interception. Just dropped. 2nd to goal, 1 second taken off the clock. So let me look for this. It's Hadley over the end zone, dropped again by Cunningham. That was a wide open pass. And now they're going to run it, and this will be interesting, because if they run it, they actually might get it. They've got more defenders to... Okay. All right. Never mind. All right. All right, the one time they don't run on third down is the one time it's 3rd and 2. So Brandon Hadley is going to be approaching 33% here. Clifford, oh my goodness, barely brings that one in. 19-yard field goal, ties it up. Almost missed it, my goodness. So Daniel Vaughn is the second defensive end for the Raleigh Royals. He is their rookie they drafted this year. He was drafted in the 6th round with pick 132. Will be replaced by Devon Finley. All else fails, Jaquan Bates might see some action. But if I had to pick between Finley and Bates, I'd probably want to go with Bates for the faster speed. But of course, that's not exactly how things are determined in some of these games. 3 seconds remain in the first half. Skull is flanked by 2 backs. He's probably going to motion the running back, as he will. That's right for a full Hail Mary attempt. And he'll get it. And that'll be the end of that for 28 yards. And we'll continue this game. So far we have a pass-happy offense with the Raleigh Royals doing essentially nothing, with a run-oriented Albuquerque River Monsters doing everything until it comes time to throw the ball. Adrian Cunningham so far is at least at minimum 0 for 3 on the day. 2 drop touchdown passes. 1st and 10. Skull's going to motion 18 out to the right. 4-man rush has all day. Pope the third. Gain of 3. 2nd and 17. You can tell that Raleigh likes to pass to the players that are in motion. So, of course, here comes Gladney, and Gladney might be the wide receiver that they pass to. Unless they run it, to which Colvin has all the space, but unable to get past the second defender after a gain of 5. So on 2 calls, they now average 16.5 yards allowed on that play call. I believe that was their 40-yard bomb that they threw before. Cannon took the widest route known to mankind and still got that first down. Should definitely say something about that defense. Shakir Robinson subbing out. Seagull is going to motion number 9 out to the right. That is Walker. He's going to hand off to Colvin straight up the middle. And number 52 will be able to take him down as Jamal Hilton subs back out. Chris Bond coming in. Colvin 12 for 39. 1 reception for 8 yards on 2 targets. 2nd and 1. Seagull back to pass. 4-man rush. He's got a... Whoa, no, he's intercepted by Dickerson. Oh my goodness. And this could go down to the 15. As he's taken down by number 22, Chris Bond. And just as about to say he has a what are you doing play, it becomes a what are you doing play as that pass was intercepted, and had it been anyone else that could be faster, it would have been a pick 6 as B.J. Austin charging forward, gain of 13. He's tired of seeing the ball being passed. So Keontae Porter now will sub back in. B.J. Austin 12 for 77, 4 receptions for 31 yards on 6 targets, having a day himself. As Hadley hands off to Porter, charging, and he'll get the first touchdown of the day. So now the Raleigh Royals fall behind by 6. It's all up to their kicker, Clifford, if he can make this extra point. And he will. PAT is good. So now the Raleigh Royals need to respond and throw a singular touchdown, or perhaps run in for a touchdown. About the only thing you can do offensively. Defensively, you could strip sack the quarterback like we had happen about 4 times last week. Obviously last week in terms of the game schedule, this was 2 weeks ago at this time. You could also pick 6, which is very, very rare. You could do a couple things. Anyways, Raleigh Royals start at the 25. Colvin with the widest lane I think I've ever seen all game, gain of 13 yards. 1st and 10 of the 39. And so far, the Albuquerque River Monsters have been able to shut down The Raleigh's linebacker hit as he throws, swatted down. That is, of course, Jacob Frazier, the middle linebacker, coming in today with 12 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 3 TFLs. But to be noted, these are against teams that are not very good at all. One of the most notable teams, in fact, was the Orlando Flames. I want to say that is the correct terminology. So I'm trying to remember exactly what their name was because they've gone through so much turmoil. They've almost been forgotten. Not in a actual sense, but in terms of competitiveness. Losing their starting quarterback to retirement. Their owner, of course, stepping down to become full-time media. Losing their sense of direction. Tells you a lot of how important an owner is to a team. Orlando was the team to beat. They were top 5 for the first 3 weeks. And, of course, obviously the events that transpired there. But the Raleigh Royals did face a shell of the Orlando team, and of course Frazier feasted upon that offensive line that was beyond injured. I think Orlando had left week 1 with 2 or 3 offensive line injuries, and by the time Raleigh Royals got there, it was all but decimated. Of course, Albuquerque now going to hand off to Austin. Austin just needed one key block by, who is that, 82, and he could have had a first down, so that is unfortunate. Of course, Hadley now. Motion number 82 out to the right, a little bit further. Going to hand off to Porter, and everyone and their mom knew that was a run play. Probably should have been a play action as Anderson gets the TFL. And the worst part about that all is wasn't really much pressure off on the right. It was actually pressure from the left. The offensive line already gave up as soon as that play started, allowing both defenders through. It's Hollyfield with the return. Tackled just ahead of the 35, 37. As for Albuquerque, these interceptions that they've had now, I believe they've got 2, are very crucial for them to win this game. Seagal motions number 18 out to the left. Hands off to Colvin. Colvin with the shake-off, and number 54 just did not know what to do. I think he went to go celebrate, not realizing the play was not done. 1st and 10 for Colvin. 14 rushes, 70 yards, 2 receptions on 3 targets. 13 yards, that has not changed, I believe, since the second drive they've had. And, oh my goodness, Walker getting absolutely speared. 2nd and 4. Seagal, 11 for 20, 135 yards, but 2 interceptions. Colvin off to the left. Defenders in his face, taken down after gaining 2. 3rd and 2 now. The Raleigh Royals are within field goal range, but as the Royals have always shown, whenever you score on them, they score right back. I don't think they've ever had a game so far where a team has scored, taken the lead, and they haven't taken it back, as Bond with a wide lane to the left, gain of 10 yards. 1st and 10, and Colvin now comes back in. And oddly enough, Albuquerque actually pressured on the left side, and there's no one there to stop him. 1st and 10 for the Royals. Motioning number 1 to the inside. That is, of course, Redmond. Pitches it out to Colvin. Colvin with a wide lane to the left. Will charge for 10. It'll be 2nd and inches, though. Of course, was a left guard pull past the tight end. And go forth on the left. Colvin, 2 wide receivers to the right. Bond, sorry. No gain, but that might be a first down, and it is. No yardage gain, but there was a couple of inch gains. Seagal finally sacks number 54, loss of 10. Narcisse with the sack. Seagal getting very lucky throughout these plays. The linebackers are pulling up. Not expecting such a free lane. I think Albuquerque, after the halftime, said, hey, look, if you get a clean look, you got to hit. Now Seagal obviously getting his first sack of the day. Seagal back to pass. 5-man rush, 1-on-1. Oh my goodness, Ford. intercepting number 18 on the attempted pass as my phone proceeds to go off. That was John Pope III. My goodness. 65 catch rate. I do suppose that could have gone any way. It's Austin off to the left. Austin had a chance to break free. We'll go ahead and mute my phone now. Carsonton. Hadley back to pass. Schramm. Gain of 4 yards. Alex Schramm with a bit of a stat line there. That'll be the end of the third quarter, entering the fourth. Albuquerque up by 7. A low-scoring competitive game. Seagal, of course, having some passing interception issues today. It's ABQ defense stepping it up. It's Austin off to the right, taken down, gain of 5. Of course, we never really got to those stats, but of course, I'll try to get to them as this fourth quarter goes down. And a lot of action, a lot of close drives here that could have tied the game, and now Albuquerque has the chance as Wayland wide open over the middle, gain of 17. It's Brandon Hadley, 12 for 25. He is slowly but surely bringing his way back up to that potential 50% mark. Go! Hadley over the middle to Wayland again, gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Wayland targeted so much that Daniel Nadeau, has to come through. Hands off to Austin. Austin charging, gain of 2, but it might be inches. No, they're going to mark a first down. Christopher Wayland subs back in. And a lot of people don't understand how crucial a tight end is to your offense. They are essentially what can make or break an entire drive, as you saw there from Wayland. Hadley has all day's launcher to the right. Oh, number 12, Cunningham, again with his 4th pass in, completed. I think if they had about anyone else there, it would have been an automatic touchdown, or at least a pass and caught inside the 5. Hadley back to pass. Is he going to trust a wide open Cunningham? He does. Touchdown. Number 38 on the coverage. That was strong safety Shahid Ahmed. Shahid There's no way that's actually how that's pronounced. Yeah, that is. Okay. Some of the typing in the document looks like it said Ahmad, and I was like, oh, that's not how that's supposed to be pronounced at all. Because the way you're supposed to pronounce it is Shahid Ahmad, or if you are actually able to pronounce the, actual pronunciation of it, I cannot. That, of course, was that performance there. That is, what's crazy is he actually has a pretty decent awareness, so how that coverage got broken, I have absolutely no clue. It's Colvin off to the left. And that is now 2nd and 3. Albuquerque with a unique score of 23 instead of their usual 24. As Golf, 4-man rush, back to pass. Defender in his face, and again, loss of 4 yards. It's Narcisse again. Third and 8, and now a passing down for sure. So they're going to motion the man to the inside. That is Redmond. It's back to pass to Seagal. 4-man rush over the middle to Walker, and Walker, gain of 11. 1st and 10. And the over-under for how quickly the Raleigh Royals owner, Logan, said that the game was over. I'm betting he said it was over by halftime as he throws to Goforth, gain of 4 yards. And I can guarantee you he's not watching this anymore, because after the 2nd touchdown, if he even tabbed back in, he gave up. But don't give up. There are miracles. San Antonio came back and beat Virginia Beach. Albuquerque beat Tucson. That's a very great memory of mine. Even though I wasn't there to announce it, I was there to watch it as Mr. E, or Mr. Read Option, was there to call that one. That one was, that's my favorite memory ever, as Colvin tackled for a TFL, 4th and 2, but they'll say it's a no gain. And this has to be a 4th down. No! Wow. All right, so I suppose the players have about as strong of willpower as some owners do in the faith of their team. So that punt will trail back, and this actually might give Albuquerque a reason for every Raleigh fan to turn off the television. Here we go. Hadley off to Austin. Austin off to the right. Austin charging forward. Gain of 10 yards. It's BJ Austin. 1st down. Keontae Porter subbing in. It's Porter off to the left. Second and 1. They're going to go for a pass play, it looks like. Interesting tactic here, I suppose. He's just standing there, and that's an easy dropped interception. Okay. Jacob Fraser subbing back in for Frank Goldstein now. 3rd and 1. Hadley back to pass. Hadley launching over the middle, swatted down before they get the interception. What are you doing? This would be a punt. So what could have been an automatic, easiest 1st down of their lives, they go for 3 straight passes. And they fail. 2nd and 1st. They motion the running back, who's supposed to be blocking for the quarterback, out to the right. To be a fake, I suppose. He doesn't even run a fake route. He just simply pretends to stand there and do nothing. So here we go. Seagal back to pass. Seagal, pressure in his face, launching it. Great pressure provided by the defensive backs around Redmond to stop that pass there. 2nd and 10. Colvin in the backfield. Let's see if this might be a run play. I'd be shocked, and I'm not shocked, as Seagal is going to launch. It's one-on-one coverage to Walker. Oh, my goodness, the stiff arm. 40-yard gain. John Pope III now subbing in for Marcellus Walker. The last time Pope was targeted, they turned the ball over, but we'll see how this goes. Colvin, loss of 2. Walker subs back in. Haynes on the TFL. And at this point, I don't think you should run the ball at all. I think you need to pass the ball because you've got 3 minutes left, and then you need to make 14 points up here out of nowhere. Is Colvin, oh my, should have been a gain of 2, but he gained 7 instead. 3rd and 5. Guffey, leg injury, is expected to return. Offensive lineman number 60. Fakes the handoff to Colvin. Oh my goodness. Too much pressure from the defensive ends. Bond unable to receive that pass, and it's going to be 4th down here. Colvin in the backfield. 4th and 5, back to pass, 4-man rush. Oh my goodness, dropped by the defensive back. Go forth the intended target. And that might potentially do it. ABQ just needs to get down to the 2-minute warning, and they can wrap this bad boy up. Hadley back to pass. 4-man rush. He's got some pressure, but Reed, Lonnie Reed with the 12-yard catch. Number 55 in at the stop. And, of course, the Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Showing that once you put an actual competent team in front of him, he's not so great. As Austin rushing for 4 yards. I don't think we've ever seen such a dramatic fall off from any high-profile defensive player like this team with Jacob Frazier. As Schramm off to the right, I don't know what that was. As you can see, the Raleigh Royals are attempting to play call as many blitzes for their linebacker, Frazier, as they can, and nothing's happening. Oh my goodness, Austin with the absolute stiff arm before Frazier comes in to clean up. That'll be 4th and 4, 2-minute warning, and Raleigh Royal will expend their 2nd timeout. And this will be it pending Raleigh scoring and recovering an onside kick. Here we go. The Raleigh Royals need to score a touchdown to get an onside field goal. Segal right off the bat, deep to Walker. Walker with a 25-yard gain. And they're going to expend their final timeout. So they now have to drive 55 yards in under 30 seconds or less before they can attempt their onside field goal and do another drive. Redmond, gain of 10 yards. That's a first down. Never mind, it's second and inches. Time is ticking. The Raleigh Royals move up to the line. Tyrese Redmond, 4 for 76 on 7 targets. He's going to motion out Colvin to the right. Segal under center, back to pass. Blitz launching it to Goforth. Goforth, a lot of traffic in between them. And Albuquerque knew exactly what was occurring. They brought a full-on blitz over the middle. Too much traffic for Segal to get the pass off, so this might be a run. It's not. Fourth down, potentially. It's intercepted by Gibbs. Number 57, fourth interception for Segal. Throwing into quadruple coverage, that might have been a double batted down pass, which allowed the linebacker to receive that interception. For the people that do not know, once you bat down a pass in the Access Football League, the pass does become a bit easier to catch, or at least has been in some of the samples that we have seen over the season. Of course, there is no real legitimate explanation besides the one that I've just given you. Hadley nails it down, and this will be the end of this. And the Raleigh Royals, since meeting the Memphis Liberty in Week 3, will fall to the Albuquerque River Monsters and B.J. Austin, atop of 4 interceptions. Of course, you look at the game MVPs of B.J. Austin and Dickerson, interceptions, 6 tackles, and 4 deflections. Brandon Hadley unable to beat the washed allegations of 50%, even though he's a rookie. 15 to 31, 186 yards, 1 touchdown. James Segal, though, barely beating the 50% allegations. Over 200 yards, but 4 interceptions. On the game stats, Colvin, 21 for 96. Dodson, 1 TFL for 9 tackles. And, of course, as you can see, Albuquerque Hadley, 78 rating. Raleigh's Segal, 36. And, of course, you can see the pass game was really only 2 players, Redmond and Walker. Meanwhile, the wealth was spread around there. And, of course, as you can see over here, Ford, Dickerson, Haywood, and Gibbs all tallying an interception in today's game. Team stats-wise, total plays about the same, around 65. Basically even on rush and pass. Total yardage essentially the same, but what was the difference? Sacks and turnovers. So now we need to look at these player stats. James Segal, here we go. George Colvin. Marcellus Walker leading the day. Jacob Frazier, the man who is supposed to be your Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Unable to get a single sack, interception, or TFL. He had 1 pass deflection and 9 tackles. But, of course, the linebacker DeAnthony Dodson basically had a better game with 9 tackles and 1 TFL. So everyone needs to pump a bit of the brakes there for saying he is Defensive Player of the Year lock. You need to look at the competition and see exactly what occurred, because Albuquerque's not exactly the greatest of teams, but they're not bad. And against not bad teams, this Raleigh Royals team cannot show up. Of course, look at the kicking here. Punts, 1 touchback, 1 inside the 20. Heading over the Albuquerque team, Brandon Hadley, the rookie, notching his 2nd win of the season. B.J. Austin over 100 yards. B.J. Austin also recording the highest receptions, and Cunningham, shockingly, after 6 targets, finally catching 2 passes, 1 for a touchdown after being left wide open. Defensively, Sean Hayes leading the team in tackles. Sacks-wise, Narcisse with both, logging the interceptions we've already discussed before those 4. TFL is Creed Donald. Deflected passes, Malcolm Ford. Forced fumble, Darrell Robinson, but no recoveries, unfortunately. Punt returns is 1 for Sontrell Haywood. So most of those punts were out of bounds. and or in the end zone. Field goal, Ben Clifford, 3 for 4, 2 for 2 extra points. 5 punts for Alex Lohman, 1 inside the 20 and 1 touchback. So, all right, that'll be all from me. Hope you all enjoyed this game, and we will see you all in the next game. Later.